Okay.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hi, Jackie.
Hello.
Okay, so I additions to or changes to the or corrections to the minutes of February 22nd. I think I might have dated it wrong when I sent it out. There was Anne had let me know that we had in the minutes, it said the mental health interest group, and it was supposed to be the state healthcare interest group. I don't know if you found other things in here. Joan did a great job of capturing all the information that was presented by the speaker from El Segundo on the implementation of the ARP livable cities. Okay, so
She sure did. And when I write up the notes today, my notes are going to be much shorter, and I probably won't include a lot of the speakers' points. So if anyone wants to add to my notes, you can do that.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's go. Let's see, if there are any additions to the agenda, something that you want to mention, or something you've a program you've listened to that you want to share. Or next time, if you've have listened to other programs or participated or attended a meeting that you think would be important for this committee to know, then let me know, and we can add you, or you can let us even know at the beginning of the meeting, and we could let you tell about it.
You know, Harry, I'm going to mention the movie coming up on Thursday, but I think that's just part of the healthcare interest group item. Yeah. So I don't think
that would be an example of something to share.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to, oh, hi, Joan. Oh, she's connecting to audio. Okay. West Side Pacific Village. Carol K. After you chew carefully, chew slowly, it's important.
I'm snacking. I hope that's okay.
Sure.
So I actually have some interesting news for you guys. Our executive director, Larissa, has resigned. Yeah, and I have to tell you, we were not surprised that she decided to do that. And at this point, it's fine. We are moving forward. I'm not stepping back in as the executive director, but me and two other board members are going to be essentially stepping in to run the operations. We are going to be looking for a new executive director. So we'll be starting that search. So all that to say, I will continue to be your contact going forward. And as far as our expansion efforts, I can't remember if I shared this. So there is a woman that I'm working with through Sisters Aging with Grace, and we're arranging some focus groups and a special event. We originally were hoping to get it done in February, got pushed to March, and now there is actually some publicity that she's hoping to get with a council person in some of the, I don't know if Inglewood is one of the cities, but definitely some of the communities of color. So we're waiting to see when this gentleman can set up some time for this event that we hope to be putting on that will help promote our village model.
Where,
so I'll
okay. What area is the Sisters Grace?
So they basically cover Hawthorne, Inglewood, Ladera Heights. They actually reach into like Baldwin Hills. So and it is a African-American women that are part of this group. And actually, the group itself is pretty broad within. It's not like you don't have to live in a particular area in order to join it, but its focus is for African-American women. Many of them are professionals, and a lot of them are retiring, and some of them don't have family. So they're concerned about their ability to continue to age at home, which is how we connected with them in the village concept, because they thought it was a really, positive model. And Milan and I haven't talked with her in a little while, and I don't know if she's going to have any updates, but she has also been connecting with an AME church.
Right.
So we're kind of waiting for them to get back with us on some things. So
Oh, that sounds, you're making progress.
that AME connection, if it pans out, will be pretty significant. So yeah. So we're being patient. We're gonna just wait. Let them come back to us. So, but the last update from Milan sounded, pretty promising.
Okay, great. All righty. Thank you so much, Carol. That was interesting that you lost your director. Was it just too much for her?
Obviously I shouldn't get into all the particulars, but
Okay.
I do think it was probably more than she anticipated. So it's fine. And we will, like I said, be moving forward.
You know what? It's hard to have a committee meeting when it's open to everyone, so we can't just discuss some others. Well, that's not important to us. That's your area.
Right.
But there's certain things you'd like to say that just the background of the work going on.
Mhm.
So maybe that's just me. So, okay. Thank you again. And let's go on to Anne to give an update on the Health League of Women Voters California, or LWV State Healthcare Interest Group.
Okay, I'm going to give you a big sales pitch. I sent out, 2 emails sort of last minute last night so that you would all have like contact information or emails. So number one, and that's so that you could join the group if you'd like, and also attend the movie that's screening on Thursday night. So just so you know, the state group has been around for about 6 months. We've got 84 members from leagues all over the state. It's a great way to connect with other leagues to find out what's going on at individual league level and the state level. Current activities, I may have mentioned before, they're working on a toolkit information page. They're also looking at the League of Women Voters New York healthcare position study data. They're also checking on American Rescue Plan funds at the county level. And if anyone wants to get involved with that, the recommendation is that you attend your Board of Supervisors, LA County Board of Supervisors meetings, or read the agendas and meeting notes. And lastly, the Healthcare Interest Group is also going to be sharing upcoming California legislation. Oh, wow.
I think I did that.
That's you, Carol. Carol P.
Oh. Okay.
Stop.
Maybe everyone can mute.
There's the telephone.
Sorry,
Okay.
I have no idea what I did.
So just so you know, the meeting is tonight at 7 p.m. And tonight they're going to talk about future speakers. Perhaps they're going to have somebody from the California Department of Public Health, Office of Health Equity, and I'll let you know when that's scheduled. They're going to have reports tonight from local leagues, so you know what they're doing, and also an update on the Healthy California for All Commission. So if you want to come to the meetings, you first have to join the Google group. And that's why I emailed you Andrew's email in case you want to join the Google group. And you don't even have to come to the meetings. You can just be part of the Google group and just read the emails. They're always sharing resources and ideas. So that's the Healthcare Interest Group, and they're having an event this Thursday night, 6:30. They're going to have a movie screening called Power to Heal, last about an hour, and it's going to be followed by panel discussion with viewer participation, well, panel discussion. And Power to Heal, it's a documentary about civil rights and healthcare activists and how they won the fight to desegregate hospitals. So again, I sent emails to all of you yesterday. So if you want to come to the movie, you can register. And if you want to join the Healthcare Interest Group, please do. Okay,
Thank you. That's a good, nice report on everything going on with that with the Healthcare Interest Group. Gosh, interesting. Because before our group was, we focused on healthcare. We had the Affordable Care Act and things like that, presentations on that, and so all the areas are so interesting and worthwhile to be a part of. It's hard to do it all. So thank you, Anne. Okay, so the South Bay Cities Council of Governments Senior Services Working Group was this morning, and Terry and I attend, and I wanted to report on they had two presenters today, and Susan DeMorris is the new director of the Department of Aging. And so she made a presentation there, and I will give you some points that she covered. By the way, her name is spelled, it's Susan, like Susan, but the DeMorris is DEMAROIS, and so it could be hard for people to print. Even when she was introduced this morning at the meeting, the person did not pronounce her name correctly. The project, and then she has a project director, Amanda Lawrence. So she would be one to contact. So she explained that the master plan is the framework for everything they do. Housing, parks, family caregiving, the master plan is everything. And so she covered what it was about, and that it's a 10-year blueprint. And she said the 5 goals is the official roadmap for the state. And right now they're especially focusing on goal number 4, caregiving. And there's nearly $1 million for nursing homes, social workers, caregiving to rework the way things are being done, and work with the funding sources. And there's activity going on in all the 132 initiatives. And on the direction of the governor and the state legislature, we are an age-friendly state. And 60 cities have supported the network. And LA County has a new director, Laura Trejo of the Director of Area on Aging. And she's a leading force for change. And the director said that we are so lucky to have her. And
So Laura Trejo is what position?
Director of Area on Aging. And so she's the county director.
Right. It's not a new position for her though, right?
I think it is a newer position.
Oh, okay. I
think
knew her from a different role. Okay, just curious.
I think so. So then the director, she explained the master plan for I'll call Master Plan for Aging, MPA. Okay, so she explained the MPA local playbook. And she said it could take any shape in the community, county, state, or region. And it's designed to work for whichever group is, whatever you're needing in your area. So, and then she also explained the data dashboard and suggested that we visit it and you look for the area you're working on and support and can support in your local planning. So then she wanted to let us know that the SCAN Foundation has teamed up with the Master Plan for Aging. And the SCAN Foundation quote is, "California succeeds when communities lead." And that that Kim McCoy Wade, who's in the governor's office, who I forgot the name now of her special position. So she moved up from she was the director of aging of the California Department of Aging, and then she moved up into the governor's office. So her whole job is to making older adults strong. That's the focus of her area. So she coordinates with Susan and also with the umbrella of the Health and Human Services who's above them all. And then we asked about funding sources for the age-friendly cities. And first she said that we could work with, she knows it's an issue. We can work with philanthropy, consultants, project managers, facilitator, community foundations. So it sounds, I don't know, that's kind of I don't know if those are things that we have, there are those philanthropy organizations and all. I think maybe the Senior Services Working Group will take this on to help our local cities become the age livable cities. So then she said the ARDC, do you know what that stands for? Area.
AR what?
D like in dog, ARDC. Maybe it's B's. It's my hearing. That they have their ARDC sites, and there are 30 counties represented. So that was someone or a department to contact, and then it said can partner with public health department and area agencies on aging, and that would be Laura Trejo. So I think we'll maybe just let the your services working group come up with the plan rather than us individually going out. I don't know. Terry, do you have any thoughts on that?
You know, I didn't hear her speak. I just heard
Well, those are the things she mentioned about
okay.
what we could do for.
We could do meaning league.
No, what she spoke to the whole
Okay.
meeting.
Because what I heard about livable cities, and that's kind of dovetails, I'm thinking it dovetails into that, because it's individual cities really addressing the topic. So and we only have El Segundo, Inglewood, and Hermosa who are in process for that, but it's, you know, they're saying it's overwhelming, but that's a different thing.
This was just about the funding part of how funding to set up to work with the livable cities because,
Yeah.
and then at the end, take some water.
And I'll just interject because during the livable cities discussion,
Mhm.
Harriet, do you remember them saying that they needed funding? And so that's when it went back to the COG saying they were trying to find funding. So I think that's how it all goes together because their staffs, they've cut back and they're already doing too much.
Right, that's the whole point. Everybody in the cities are overloaded now, and especially with COVID and opening up the services again. They're short on staff and definitely definitely overworked right now. So with having a facilitator or somebody else come on and so anyway, that the director got the message, and I'm sure she's heard it before, but that is a kink in the system of setting up the program. And yet Thomas I was really impressed with him. He's head of the Inglewood Senior Center, and he went out for the AARP Challenge 2022 Challenge Grant. I think he may get it. To his two items. One was to open a wheelchair ramp on a corner so that the people don't have to transport themselves to down the block to another corner in order to get up on the sidewalk to attend the senior center. So that was that sounds like a really doable thing. And what was the other one? Oh, parks. Oh, his park, to have some benches in the park adjacent to the center.
Yeah, and shade, and he wanted to start some cooking classes or some kind of like educational thing and socialization program.
So that's really exciting to hear that something is actually getting started in this whole age livable cities. So okay, that's so that I think if Terry later on, let's see, we have hello, Brittany, I see you're here. Let's
Hello, good afternoon.
hi.
Let's talk about Brittany. Yeah, let's let Brittany give us the scoop.
Okay, so it's let's see, 1:28. Okay, we'll let you started, Brittany.
Okay, I do need, if possible, like co-hosting abilities so I can share my screen.
How does that work? I don't, what do we do? Share screen? Is that what I do?
Let's see, in the, where it says participants, if you click on the bottom bar where it says participants,
Yes.
and then hover over my name, there should be a more tab.
Oh. Does anybody else on here can do this? Let's see, I clicked on participant. Do I have to drag it?
No, so once you click participants, can you see my name?
Yes.
Okay, so then use the cursor to just hover over my name, and then there should be two tabs that are highlighted, and one should say more with a little drop down caret.
No.
I wonder if Joan has it.
So on my screen, Harriet, go to the right of her name where all the little icons are. I see the more button there.
You see it and I don't.
Well, over where the icons are for the video and the audio.
Stop video.
So Brittany, you can't just click on share screen and
I cannot.
really? Okay.
Oh, you know what? Hold on, sorry.
I'm looking up at the
I
top.
might be able to.
Share screen. Share screen.
Okay, I do have that ability. My apologies. Usually I have to request to be a co-host to do it.
I put up share screen, but it's my screen.
No, she's going to share her screen. Brittany will. There we go.
Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay, perfect. And my audio and everything is okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so hi, everybody. My name is Brittany Mullins. I'm the Principal Community Relations Officer for Community Enrichment and Mobility Programs here at LA Metro. Today, I'm going to be talking about the On the Move Writers Program. And how I like to facilitate my meetings or presentations is if you have a question, just go ahead and interject. I like it to be more of a conversation than an actual like presentation. People tend to forget what they were going to ask, and it just makes the presentation more engaging. So feel free to just unmute yourself and chime in when you, if you see fit. All right. So on the agenda today, let me just go full screen. On the agenda today, we're going to talk about the program in its entirety, the benefits of public transportation, destinations and trip planning, safety rider tips, and then tap cards. So our On the Move Riders program is a program geared towards older adults in order to increase senior mobility throughout the county. So our overall goal is to make sure people are being able to utilize our system and properly navigate it. We do this in a number of ways. We provide educational presentations. We give tours, informational tours. We attend events, and we pass out any type of information that is transit related for our municipals and other programs like Access, or even like our new Metro Micro program that we have. And then we also have the highlight of our program is our travel training club. And I'll speak to more on that in just a moment. So the benefits of our program is that older adults are able to get connected with new friends. We do present to senior centers, independent living facilities, churches, basically wherever older adults are, we like to make sure we're there letting them know about our program and how they can get connected. You can learn from your peers from our program. That On the Move Writers Program Club is a peer-to-peer training program, which older adults teach other older adults how to use public transportation. And they do that through fun trips throughout the county. You're able to travel as a group. So people who are afraid to use public transit, who need time to really get acclimated to the system, they are able to do it in a group setting before they go out on their own and gain that independence to be able to go to the grocery store, to go to their doctor's appointments, or to just go travel and relearn and discover Los Angeles. So I touched on our travel training club, which is our peer-to-peer travel training program. What we do is we teach older adults in the region. So if someone's from Gardena or from just the South Bay area in general, but Inglewood, Carson, we work with an individual who then leads monthly outings to different destinations all around the county. And so we teach them how to utilize our system. They go through a training program process with us. And then they're able to basically continue to proliferate our program throughout their community and ensure that people are able to get in touch with them in lieu of us not being able to be present. So it's a monthly effort, which is something that I love and is our highlight of the program. There are 30 clubs around Los Angeles County, 5 within the South Bay region, but we are always, always, always looking for more travel buddies so that we can continue our efforts. So if you know someone who, is already kind of like a volunteer for other programs, likes talking with people, and is really like the social butterfly and would like to continue to, introduce people to public transportation and take these group outings in their community and beyond, please let us know. They do get a free, easy transit pass that gives them access to the entire system of our system and then the other municipals throughout the county. So there is a benefit of that. We also have luncheons for them and of appreciation, and different private tours for them as well. But not everyone's ready to lead a group of people out on the system. Some people just want to actually learn, or some people just want to go out on these outings to discover Los Angeles. So you can always be a participant. There are one-on-one and group experiences so that people who need a little more hand-holding can have that one-on-one experience before they go out in a group. Again, they visit a number of places all throughout the county. So participating is a great way to gain practice, to be able to gain that independence as well. So there are multiple benefits of public transportation, especially for the older adult population. You're able to stay sharper, smarter. You're able to be more green by not using, gasoline or any other unenvironmentally friendly modes of transportation. Here's our system, our rail system. We have 6 rail lines in general, 4 light rail and 2 are heavy rail, and then 2 busways that act like they act like trains. That's why they're connected to our system. Here's the Orange Line, and it connects from North Hollywood to Chatsworth. It's on a dedicated lane, just like our rail lines, and they have all-door boarding, except it's still a bus, but it acts like the train. And hopefully one day in the future, since it's on that dedicated lane, we can transition them into light rail one day. So there's also our J line, also known as our Silver Line. That is, it goes from El Monte and it travels into downtown Los Angeles. And then heads south and goes into downtown, into San Pedro. We also have the A line, which is our blue line. It goes from downtown Long Beach and then heads north up into downtown Los Angeles. And we have our L line, which is our gold line that starts off in East LA, Atlantic Station, and it heads west and then goes north and then into past Pasadena, and then hooks a right into Azusa. Then we have our E line, or Expo line, that starts in downtown Los Angeles as well, and then heads west into downtown Santa Monica. Now, those are our light rail lines that are all either street running or above ground. And then we have our 2 subways that is completely underground. We have a red line that starts in Union Station, and then it heads north into North Hollywood. And then we have our D line, our purple line. And it also starts at Union Station. They share a number of 6 tracks, and they're going on to Wilshire and Western. This grayed out portion is all under construction. It will eventually lead to the VA Center near UCLA in Westwood. We also have the Crenshaw LAX line that will start at Expo and Crenshaw and end at Aviation and Century. And then I saved the green line, which is all above ground aerial. I saved that for last because that is the more, that's a South Bay-ish line. And it starts in Norwalk and heads west and then goes south into Redondo Beach. So we have a number of destinations to go to when you're traveling on rails through our system. When you're traveling, there's a number of ways to travel, to plan your trip to travel. You can call 323-GO-METRO. And I like this one because you're able to speak to a live person. So if you have any questions, especially for our older adults, they can get a pen and pad ready, and then someone will talk them through step by step what the process is from their starting point to their destination and back. But if we have some savvy older adults, they can always go online to metro.net and type in their destination in their starting point, and they'll be able to route their navigation that way. And then you can always use your smartphone or tablet. There is the Metro Tab app. There is always Google and iMap as well. And then we always have the handy dandy paper maps and schedules that you can either print out online or you can pick up too. Some destinations across our county, the E line goes to the California Science Center, the Santa Monica Pier, the Natural History Museum. The L line goes from, there's Olivera Street. There's a lot of history down there and trinkets that you can pick up, same as Chinatown, a lot of history there as well. And El Mercado, if you want to do a little shopping. We have our A line, which is our blue line, and that goes to the Watts Tower, the Aquarium of the Pacific, also to Staples Center. Our B line red and our D line purple, which are our two subway lines, both go to Grand Park. The red line goes to Universal City Walk, and then the D line, both of those two go to the Disney Concert Hall. So lots to do over there as well. So while you're widening our system, there's a lot of safety tips that we'd like to, let our patrons, our passengers know about. So there is our emergency intercom. So in case of an emergency, there's always this at all of our platforms. You'll speak to someone that's looking at all of these cameras. If you can see, there's cameras placed all around the system. So if you're able to tell someone I'm at this stop and someone fainted or any type of emergency, you can speak to someone and they'll get 911 dispatched right away, and also Metro staff out there as well. We have these monitors, and if you can see, it's very faint, but it says MIN, that stands for minutes. It'll let you know when the train is coming and then the next train after that, and it'll provide you with the minutes until that next train is coming into the station. We also have these digital wayfinding, and it's just to let you know which direction the train is coming or going. So this is good to know if you're, because it's a shared platform. So if one train is going towards Santa Monica and the other train is going towards downtown Los Angeles, it's important to know which way you're going when you're out on our system. So we making sure everybody stays alert and is in the know of what direction they're going. There's also these yellow prongs. The official word are bollards. These bollards are aligned in with the train. If you could kind of see, they're right here. So the gaps in the train where the train carts connect, this is just a safety feature that we have so that people know not to walk into that space, and it protects them from the front and to the back. Go ahead. Also, when you're trying to find your way, when the bus is coming into the station, you'll always be able to see in front of the train what direction the final destination of that route. They'll let you know that this is going towards Santa Monica. And then these signs will let you know that they're going towards downtown Los Angeles, for example, for the E-line. Funny thing about all of our signage, people are used to like looking down at their map or on their phone, but all of our signage is up. So when you're out in our system, just look up and there'll be something to let you know which way you're going or where you need to go. You also want to pay close attention to this safety strip right here. We ask that our patrons stay behind this yellow line, only because it's just an additional space to provide our patrons that when the train is coming in, just in case, want to have that extra cushion of space when you're traveling. And then, let's see, let's go ahead. All of our trains and our buses are ADA compliant. For our buses, you can ask the operator to lower the ramp for people who need assistance or have mobility concerns. So you can ask them to lower the ramp, or you can ask them to deploy the lift, which will let the bus, it has hydraulics, so they'll go either up or down to try to have a clean and easy transition onto the street level into the bus. Now, our trains, you don't have to worry about that. They pull in at that level, but you can always ask for when you're on the bus for folks to the bus driver to assist you in boarding and onboarding the train. Also, there's escalators as well as elevators at all of our train stations. Again, you want to practice safe boarding, so you can ask the bus driver to level the bus to be able to, for people who have any type of mobility concerns. When you're on the bus, you want to make sure, or the train, you want to make sure you're holding on to these railings if you're unable to get a seat, but there is seating reserved for older adults and folks with mobility devices. I know safety is a huge concern across the county. So when you're traveling, just make sure you are, securing your belongings. I wouldn't say have your phone all willy-nilly, but just, be alert. It is public transportation, so you want to make sure you're being aware of what's around you. But we do have transit officers all around our system. They're boarding onto the trains, they're coming off, they're monitoring the stations, so that we can just have that extra level of comfort. But again, we do have cameras on all of our systems. So if you are able, to get to the emergency intercom, we can send officers out right away. And because they're on our system and on our train platform, they can get to people very quickly. If you see something, say something. There's a number you can call, and we also have the Metro Transit Watch app. But always, in case of emergencies, call 911. We do have a Metro Clean and Safe campaign going on. It launched last September, and it's still going on now. We're asking that people still wear their masks, and there are safety rules that we want to just reinforce. Since people were out of the, people weren't riding the system as regularly due to COVID, now people are reacclimating back into our system. We're just having to make sure that we do this campaign to reiterate that we want to keep our system clean and safe for everyone. So for the rail stations, people do need a tap card. And a tap card, if you're not familiar, is like a debit card for transit. And it has different benefits, especially if you're an older adult of 62 or older for the Metro bus and rail system. So our senior tap cards have a reduced fare, and it has offer off-peak hours for folks that are 62 or above, or they're disabled. They can ride between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. for 35 cents one way. And then that comes with 2.5 hours of transfers. If you're riding during peak hours, which is any time outside of that 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., then it'll be 75 cents. But on the holidays and weekends, you can still get that 35-cent discount. We also have a senior day pass, which I only recommend if you're, got your backpack on and you're ready to explore Los Angeles from 5 a.m. till 8 p.m. and you're going to be going to different places all throughout the county. The $250 will get you where you have to go all day, but most people are just going to one destination and then coming back. So you'll really save a lot on that 35 cents. It equals out to being 70 cents instead of the $250. So you just got to do what makes sense for you. To get your senior tap card, if you don't have one, you just need to, you can go online and you just need to take a picture of yourself, or if you have a paper copy that you'd like to mail in, you need a passport size photo, proof of age, and then a completed application. So this is our tap vending machine. So once you get your senior tap card, or if you have a regular tap card, you need to load it. And there are 4 different ways for you to do that. You can go to any of our tap vending machines, and this is what they look like here. They're at all of our train stations, and then on some of our bus systems, our rapid buses that I explained to you earlier. There are a number of retail locations that you can go and load your tap card, and including some of Metro's retail locations. One is here in downtown LA, Union Station. There's also, you can call to 866 tap to go, and you'll be able to load your tap card there by providing them your debit information or credit card information. Or you can always just go to taptogo.net and then just punch in your information and it'll load it. The ones that are instant are going to be at the tap vending machine. So you need to wait a couple hours if you go to a retail location. And I think the same goes for the website. You just need to give, I guess, all that technology time to talk to each other to let your card know that it's loaded. It's like how your smartphone just knows things. These tap cards are like smart cards. And once they're loaded, they'll automatically know that it's a senior tap card if you have if you've registered and put in the application for and received your senior tap card. So there's 2 different types of passes that you can use on your when you're loading on your funds on your card. You can do stored value, or you can do a Metro Pass. Stored value is going to be like money, like a debit card. You put money on there, and that's how much will stay on there. And every time you tap your card, every time you board a train or a bus and tap your card, it'll automatically deduct the 35 cent or the 75 cent. Again, it's a smart card. It just, the time frame, it just knows it. That's how it's been designed. You can do single rides, transfers, and you can buy other products with it. But if you buy a Metro Pass, then that's solely for the Metro system. The stored value you can use on all the other transit agencies that accept TAP throughout the county. Now, Metro Pass is only for Metro Pass. You can buy a one-way trip or a day pass or a 30-day pass. But if you're not a frequent rider, my suggestion is to do stored value. After our presentations, we do offer people, the people who stayed for our presentations, we offer them a trip or a tour on our bus or rail system to a destination, and maybe to lunch or at a park or even to a museum. And for those people who don't travel to, on public transportation often, or if they don't travel unless they're with our On the Move Riders program group, we tell them to go for stored value. They'll get the best bang for their buck. Bus fares did resume in 2020 in January, 2022 in January. They were discontinued during COVID, but they have started back up. There are significant discounts, but you as an older adult, that population already received a discount that is significantly cheaper than these prices for Metro Pass. But if we have folks that are who have monthly passes, then it can be significantly cheaper. If you have low income, there are folks that you would like to know about the discounted fares. They're even more significantly cheaper than they once were. So if you know anyone who can qualify for low income, metro.net/riding/life/ and I can always just send you that information. They can get additional discounts. There are 26 transit agencies throughout the county. These are just a few of them, but there are multiple agencies throughout the county that accept TAP. So once you've loaded your TAP card, you're not just forced to be with Metro only. You can go through a number of municipal to get where you got to go. You can even use LADOT. There are some that have stops at LAX if you wanted to do that. So there are a lot of options. When you're on the bus or the train, just in case you've never been on the bus or train before with this new tap system, these are what the validators look like. So where these big round tap symbols are, it's where you'll simply tap your card. And same thing goes for the rail lines at the turnstiles or the validators. This is the end of the presentation. Here's my contact information. Again, when I'm doing these presentations to the senior centers or the independent living facilities and the churches or wherever, we let them know after the presentation if you guys are interested. We'd love to take you out on our system to a different destination that you may have never been before. It is escorted by myself and other Metro staff. It is a rare opportunity and very fun. And if you guys would like to, just please let me know. You can call me, you can email me. My email address isn't on here, so I will actually put that in the chat right now, just so you guys have it. But that does conclude the presentation. If you guys have any questions, please ask away.
Thank you so much, Brittany. That was a lot of information. It seemed to cover everything one would need to know. And so that is very nice to hear and valuable information. Go, Terry.
Brittany, has ridership picked up now that things are a little more open?
It's trickling in slowly, but yes, it has. Our travel buddies, we had continued our relationships with them since they are the ones that were leading these efforts on a monthly basis during the pandemic. We met with them twice a month. We had virtual meetings where we had partnerships with different museums and other partnerships with people, and they would basically bring their space to them. And they stuck with us throughout this, and 75% of them are ready to get back out there. But there is that social and re-entry anxiety, which we had someone come from the Department of Mental Health come and talk to them about how normal it is and how it just takes time. But about 75% of our buddies are ready to go back out there. And then they have the relationships with the senior center members. And then they're the ones who would be planning these monthly outings going forward. But we do recognize there's going to be a transitional period. And that's why we want to be there to really handhold them through that process.
Do you know when the rest of the line will be done going into LAX?
So right now, our contractors are they're at 99.9% done, and they're going to be transitioning their train testing over to our train testing, like Metro staff. And so you'll start seeing those trains just go by like it would a regular, like the E line or the C line.
Yeah.
And they're scheduled to open late fall.
Okay.
Early
right.
fall season.
In time for holiday season. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we're crossing our fingers on that, and that's going to open up,
Huge. Yeah.
Yes. So it is the last stop on Aviation and Century won't be open because they are doing the LAWA, the LAX is doing the people mover. And so they have to connect to our station in order to do that. But and so that's a two-year process. But if you like, I actually have a connection with the community relations director for the airport connector, and there's a lot of projects that are going on in that area. I would love to connect you guys so that you can learn about what's going on, what's going to be new with LAX in the next coming years. And it's going to be more recent than like planned out.
Cool. That'd be great.
Any other questions?
I have a question regarding the smart cards. Is there a minimum amount that has to be in the card to use it? And then the second question is how, when I sometimes I lose cards, and how does the person go about getting a replacement? And
Okay.
also, how is that card that is lost protected?
So your first question was the minimum balance that you can put on it. There is no minimum balance that you can put on it. You can put wherever you like. I do recommend just keeping like $5 on there. That'll get you a long way, especially if you're not a frequent transit user. But if you want to just load the 70 cent, because that's what you'll know you're going to use, those tap vending machines do take change. So and cash and card. So there are options, and you can put however much you want. But I don't recommend putting over $5 just because there's no point if you're not a frequent transit rider. As far as losing the card, you can always go online or call 323 Go Metro and let them know that you lost your senior tap card. And the benefit of using or having your tap card registered as a senior tap card is because they will reimburse you for any funds that are used if you've lost your card. So you'll just let them know what station you lost it, or you even can't find it. They'll ask you, did you go here? Did you go there? So you'll say yes or you'll say no, and then they'll reissue those funds to your card. So there is a financial benefit from having your senior tap card registered to you, and it has your photo on it. And so if someone tries to use it and it was confiscated, then they would be able to get it back to you and with the money on it.
Any other questions? Any comment? Carol?
Well, I'm just wondering, how many of you who I'm looking at use transit?
Good question.
I would
Okay,
love to be
so-
able to, but I have been nervous about doing it because I don't, I was used to New York or Chicago or the BART system, but I don't know this system, and it's been getting built out. So I don't know where it can really take me.
Yeah.
Well,
So
right, and that's part of the process, but it's interesting that none of us really does. I'd like to try to learn it. I can see how it could improve my travel situation. At least I'd get from A to B without getting lost, and then figure out from there how I have to get to my actual destination.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
maybe we can put a group together and do it. I'd like to also do it. Carol Kay?
Yeah, so I just want to tell you, I have used the Metro train. The one thing I haven't done is taken a bus to get to a station, but I usually go where there is a lot that I can park. And then I also did want to share that at Westside Pacific Villages, before the pandemic, we actually had an on the move group.
Okay.
So we had one of our volunteers got trained as a leader or whatever you call it. And then we had a group that once a month we would arrange different field trips. And then they also met up with, I think there's a Lawndale group. There were a couple
Yep.
other groups that
An Ollie
were
group
fairly
too.
active. And so it was really a great way for some of our clients and volunteers to meet other people, and they obviously had a fun time as well. So I just want to highly encourage people that, it's a great system. It does take a little while to get used to the tap thing, but I have my card, and then also the on the move program that you guys have we hope to reestablish that now that things with the pandemic are clearing up. And I'm happy to help this group, Harriet, if there's, a group that wants to kind of, start something up, just let me know.
Okay,
Well, I would add that I have taken the bus. There's a bus that goes down Highland that goes all the way downtown. And if you go in the morning, it's an express bus. And I think they have one in the afternoon back to the beach cities. So it's pretty amazing that you don't have to transfer or anything to get from, the Highland corridor to right in the middle of downtown.
Yeah, I think if you're going to certain destinations, it works. I've ridden metro and buses over the years. We once took it to Chinatown to go to a, Chinese New Year parade. But, when I was working in Long Beach at a hospital and also at Kaiser West LA, I could not find an efficient way to get to work. Yeah, and that'll be changing with some of the new lines, but yeah, I've tried out this different systems. My dad used to ride the metro all the time when he was even in his 80s. He'd ride it all over the place. So.
Well,
I grew up in this part of the world in the 50s, 40s and 50s, and I rode buses and streetcars all over. I lived in Leimert Park and I could get everywhere. I would love to try it again. When my husband was still alive, we tested everything out, but this was before 1210. And because from my house, I have to walk half a block and I can get on a bus and go in any direction I want to go. But we went all the way to Pasadena, and I would love to be part of any group that you bring together or help bring it together. If people are patient enough to go with me, because I have a disability of no balance anymore, and I have to have a walker everywhere I go. So I'm a little slow.
we do have a travel buddy who is in a wheelchair, and she leads monthly outings. She's out in the Lancaster area. So we don't let that stop anyone. I'm gonna send Harriet, I'm gonna send you some of our travel buddy videos, and they're just like testimonials. I think it'll be a good way to just see what we've been doing post pandemic, or I don't know, or we're still in the midst of it, so I don't know. During the pandemic and then before this pandemic as well. I know people, the beach cities is like a special area, right? And because there's so many different municipals that like travel just within that area, people tend to just, use it for only local travel. But the point of these groups is that you can rediscover Los Angeles. My favorite thing used to be going to the Wells Fargo Museum. It's in downtown LA, and the red line and the purple line would drop you off right near there. It was free and it was super interesting. They did close it since COVID, but those park and rides, I forget who mentioned the park and rides. Those are a convenient way when like the municipal system isn't very like accessible. So you just get in your car, you park, and then you take the transit system. We usually form these groups to meet at a central location anyway. And so it's nice to be able to like have a parking lot that's close and, free, and get a group together and go out into a cool destination, have lunch. You can either pack a lunch or you can go out and, purchase one. But outside of like learning that independence, because some people, like my grandfather, for instance, had to have his license taken away. And then it just in case, you never know what could happen. Your car might be, on the fritz, and, you want to be able to just have it as an option. So you're not overwhelmed if you're in need to take public transportation. But then the best thing about our program is that outside of the necessity of just needing to know it, it's like you get to really meet new people and go to these new places. And it's like, it has created such a camaraderie of like folks within their own communities, and then with the outside of them too, because these travel buddies, they go to, they go to all these different places and they connect with one another if they're going to be in someone's region. So it's like you get to have these, fun while learning experiences. So I like to ask people, when's the last time you did something new for the first time? I would like for On the Move Writers program to be that. If Harriet, I can send you some, or you can send them my email address, or we can try to get this group of folks out. It can be something very simple from A to B, and just so that you can see what our train looks like, see what our bus system is like, whatever you guys would prefer. Just
what do you think would be a fun excursion destination for coming from our area?
So there's a car museum that's in, I think it's Redondo Beach. It's like an old school car museum.
Yeah.
I've been
El
wanting
Segundo.
It's in El Segundo. Okay. Who's been there?
I've been there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
There we have like I wish I would have brought it with me. We have like a travel book that has like a number of destinations. And it depends on how comfortable, right? Like I have to put that in, assess the group that we're going with. It depends on how like long you can travel for, how long you can like walk, or without getting tired, or if you want to be on just for 30 minutes, or you're okay with like from 10 to 12 or 10 to 3, because these when you're taking transit and you're stopping and going to like a museum, for example, then, you have to have some type of time carved out for it, and you have to be up to it as well. So I would really just, if I got a list of all your names and numbers, I would just call everyone individually just for privacy and get a feel for what each of you guys will want to do. We don't generally do that. We really just like invite people out to a certain destination. But because this group is very diverse, I would want to know ahead of time what everyone's mobility is like and how far you would want to go.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And I will check with our people and see if we get a group together and to test the system, or if they want to contact you directly to meet up with someone, or
yes, we do one-on-one tours as well, transit tours. So we call them informational, where you and I would just meet at a certain location. We would either take the bus or the train, and we try to make sure we come to you as close as possible. It could be right out in front of your door or right at the bus stop. But we map everything out for you guys if you need that one-on-one experience. So, but if not, group setting it's just more fun. You get to chat with people and see what's new. But feel free to email me if you guys want to do a group thing. If you want to do something separately, still reach out so we can see what that process is like. Anybody new, like let's say you had a church that you wanted me to present, I wanted to go with you. I would need to present to them just so they could see the system on, I could present to them virtually or in person. They just need to get some type of introductory into what our program is, so they'll kind of know, because we do cover a lot.
okay, well,
Brittany, I am the second vice president for a widowed group that lives all around the South Bay area. And we've been trying to figure out how we're going to learn about this new travel system. So you're going to hear from me, and we'll see. I'd love to have you come and present or do a Zoom presentation for us. So I'll be getting in touch with you, Jackie LaBeouf.
I will be waiting for you.
Thank you.
thank you so much, Brittany.
Thanks,
You're welcome.
Brittany.
Yeah, great presentation and
Yes,
Thank you.
so,
great.
okay,
Okay, well, I put in my email in the chat, and I'll just put in my phone number too.
Oh, thank you.
okay.
And that way you guys can get in touch with me, and I'll email or call you guys back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good week.
Bye.
You too.
So, is there, gosh, the time is really running out. This is kind of unexpected. So, hi, Joan. Nice to see you. So, does anybody want to say, tell me what they want to do or go or share or continue to, or
Well, I'd like to get a hold of the booklet that she described that offers all kinds of places to go and how to get there and that kind of thing, just to get an idea of what's out there.
yeah,
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, I've lived here for 85 years and I don't know what's in downtown LA. So, or I know what used to be down there, but it's not like it was in the beginning for me. So I'd be more than happy to get a hold of that. I will call her or send her an email today. And as soon as I get it, I'll let you know and we'll see what's in
Okay.
there.
Great. Okay, thanks. And okay, well, we'll be thinking about this and you can let me know
I will.
others individually what you'd like to do.
Something,
You want to do something, right, Carol?
something, yes. I just think if we got a feel for how it works, we've unleashed monsters
Yeah.
on LA. It'll be great.
I read
Get your tap card. Get the
Yeah.
tap card. Figure out that first. Get your tap card and then you'll be ready to go.
just, I mean, we can do something for most expensive is 75 cents a day. My God. We can't get a cup of coffee for that anymore.
Nope.
Okay, since we're running late, let's put this Melendez parcel tax. Let's go to the next, what we want to do for the next meeting, because it's already 2:17. And then let's see what. Okay, and Anne, you shared about that meeting on Thursday night. Let's see. Okay. So discuss the topics for the next meeting. Now, one thing that's interesting is that the results of the hubs and spokes town hall meeting is actually on Wednesday, April 20th from 1 to 3 p.m. So there's the possibility of having that as our next meeting to watch. Or let's see, now we don't have, okay, I'd suggested, okay, the new director, now that we don't have a new director for the West Side Pacific Village, so that will not be a topic. So what do let's see, I'm looking down here.
Harriet, what's your note about the possible conflict on
There's
April 26th?
Oh, the league was having a Harvard case study meeting. I think they chose that day at the board meeting,
I think it'll be later.
but they didn't know if they're having it after school or at night. And
Yeah. Okay.
so okay, and I wanted to talk, okay, so about the like expanding our involvement in the ARP livable cities, about that was something we could leave that for first of all, do you think we should just have the report on the town hall meeting, or attend it, or anyone can attend it to see what Carol Patterson, the count, I don't know if you haven't attended our meetings before about the Department of Aging's town hall meetings they had. They're trying to, it was titled Hubs and Spokes, where they're trying to find out what to have services locally in your community, and what services would people need and so forth. And so we have a lot of input for people that work in the area, the stakeholders, and people like us who who could have given input if they wanted to. And so the state had 4 town hall meetings, and they're going to present what the findings were about the program, what of needed services, I believe. Do we want to have that as a program, or have that as a suggestion of people to watch? Any input on that? Thoughts from others? No thoughts, no interest, or
Well,
what?
how many people are going to attend that? Because if you're used to getting 10 to 20 people at our meetings, and only a couple of people go to Hubs and Spokes, maybe they can just report back if we have a meeting. I mean, how many people
That's what
here
I would think
are
makes
gonna
sense.
go
Those
to the
that want
Hubs and
to-
Spoke meeting?
Okay, those that want to attend, it's Zoom. Okay, so those that want to attend will, okay, so that would be,
Well, I don't know. I'm just asking the question. How is everyone here wanting to go to the Hubs and Spokes
I don't
result
have
meeting?
time.
Yeah.
okay,
So it doesn't sound like
okay.
That
You know,
works.
I think I attended the first meeting of this group, and this is part of the implementation of the master plan. And I see that this 1 to 3 p.m. is 2 hours. And the question, I think, Harriet, if you're asking, would be an individual member of the committee want to attend this, or would we want to have this as our monthly meeting for April? Is that?
That's what I was asking, but it's been decided. It appears that the people that spoke up said that it should just be individuals who wants to attend it, and then we could report on it.
Mhm.
And we could announce that this meeting is, well, it could be in our minutes and get the minutes out, that those that want to attend the town hall meetings, the results of the Hubs and Department of Aging Hubs and Spokes town hall meetings, information
Well,
could attend.
I'll try. Right now, I think my date is open.
Okay, well, okay, so you
Try and
take notes,
go
and
to this.
I think it'll be recorded also.
Yeah, and I'm sure that will be also posted on their website, because this is now the result of the community survey.
So, yes, that's true. So where do we go from here? For our next meeting?
Harriet, I'm sorry, interrupting. What am I going to do about the partial tax? Because I think I would like to really say something about this today.
Okay,
This is a sort of a May, June kind of issue.
okay, so what do you think we should do for our next meeting? Where are we going?
Uh,
Carol had to leave, so she would
Yeah, well,
give us update.
what I'm asking is if I can just take maybe about 2 or 3 minutes to
Yeah, yeah,
alert everybody, and
okay,
that's
go ahead right now, take a minute.
okay. Well, first of all, partial tax is in the upcoming special election, it made it into the ballot. And in a way, this was not really intended to be part of the master plan. But if we think of the goal, one of the goals of financial security, this one could probably create some kind of apprehension with the seniors, because if you own a house, then you're going to be required to pay partial tax. And if it passes, it will be on for 12 years, and the annual tax would be about $1,095 every year. The ballot says that there is going to be an opt-out, just like the partial tax for this is Manhattan Beach, by the way. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. And this, our current partial tax right now is $225 a year, and it will end in 2024, I think. That's why this group is proposing this measure. So if you're interested in what they're doing, go to the city website, and I can send Harriet the website for our city, and there are a lot of information, but there is 3 different one-page kind of statement. One is from the attorney of Manhattan Beach, and it's for the partial tax, and then another is a group that's for the partial tax, and the third one is for those who have, apprehensions and have concerns about it. The other thing is that
Okay, sorry, it's 2 minutes. I need to, okay, so that's good information that the people can go to the website and
yes,
city
yes.
website and make their choice about.
Yes, one quick thing is that when this passes, every year the senior will have to opt out, unlike what we have now, where we just opt out for one, and that's carried on 46 years. And in addition, this $1,095 is not going to be static. It will also be adjusted to inflation rate. And so you should think if the current.
Okay, that's good information.
Yeah.
Okay.
So please go to the website of the city council, and I give you the
okay.
URL, the link. And
yes, things
so
seniors need
and
seniors need to be aware. Okay.
And, this was also brought up to the senior advisory committee. So okay, well, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
It's going to have an economic insecurity for our seniors.
And okay, so for our next meeting, is there something you want to know about, hear about, or what are we doing now? Or do we need to come up with, do we want to work on healthcare, or do we want to, what are we doing now? We've been trying to, we wanted to get a health program into Inglewood and Hawthorne. That was part of where we started. Can we do some, is there something we can do? What
happened with Tom?
Don't know where we're going. What does this?
I thought Tom was going to be invited to talk.
I'm going to wash my car.
He's the one who runs the Inglewood Senior Center.
What about him?
I thought he was going to come and speak to us.
Didn't we already hear from him?
We heard him before. Oh, I didn't have him on regularly to come and talk to us.
He hasn't talked, yeah.
But before you came on today, I said I had given some information that he applied for the challenge grant for the 2022 challenge grant. So he announced that this morning at the COG meeting. senior services meeting. So, so this is interesting. So
Is there anything from the state committee that we could adapt locally for this committee?
Are you asking me?
that's a good question.
You know, we have a meeting tonight and I can, you know, give you some feedback via email and see where they're at. I don't have any, I mean, I gave the report. I think, little, let me think, let me look and see what's coming up. I don't know if anyone may want to do a follow-up on the movie screening that they're having this Thursday. But, you know, Harriet, if you're looking for ideas for the next meeting, I'll see what the state has to say today. The state interest group is working on so many different things. So I'm waiting to see if they, you know, what direction they're going to go in.
Well, that expanding our involvement in the Art Livable Cities, that don't know where that's going.
You know what, Harriet, I know that Marion from the state healthcare interest group reached out to you. She wanted somebody from our group to report to them